Hey, hey. Hello, everyone. It's awfully quiet today. Hey. Okay, so as usual, new week, new meme. Okay, hope you like my background. Yeah, no more vlogging this week. Okay, anyway, welcome back to our bio class. Okay, so this week we are going into a new subchapter. Okay, we are going into blood clotting. Okay, blood clotting. Quite an important subchapter. Okay, so today we will do two very important application for your blood, which is blood clotting and blood group. All right, blood clotting and blood group. All right, so let's begin. Okay, hope you're ready to learn. Hope you have your dinner. Okay, so 10.4 mechanism of blood clotting. Okay, so very important factor. Okay, clotting is one of the, I would say, protective mechanism that you have. Okay, so if you don't do this, you literally die. Okay, so necessity for blood clotting. Okay, why do we do blood clotting? Okay, these four factors. Okay, very common sense. If you ask me, number one, obviously, is to prevent blood loss. Okay, they need to maintain your blood pressure at 120/80. Okay, so that's why if you watch those drama, okay, some people got into some accidents. Okay, so if the blood pressure is rapidly dropping, okay, or in the middle of some surgery, you can see the blood pressure, if they start dropping, then that would be a problem. Okay, because means this person is losing blood. Okay, that's why it's very important to remain the blood pressure. And if you still remember, our circulation is close double. Okay, so we need, very importantly, to remain our blood at the closed system. Okay, so to prevent blood loss. Number two, prevents the entry of microorganism and foreign particles into blood. Okay, so number one, we prevent something from going out. Number two, we prevent something from coming in. Okay, which is our microorganism. Okay, so that's why when you bleed, okay, when you're bleeding, you have any cut or anything, that's why you need to go and wash your wound. Okay, this reduces even further microorganisms that enters into your wound. Okay, that's why if you have a very big cut, normally after a few hours of this thing curing, you will see swelling. Very normal. You will see swelling because the swelling is due to the microorganism, okay, or foreign particles. Okay, so like what foreign particle that is very dangerous to us, like rust. Okay, rust can actually cause what we call tetanus. Okay, because it has the tetanus microorganism, can actually cause us to have, seizure and whatnot. Okay, and then number three, to maintain normal blood pressure, this is the related part. Okay, and then this also remains the blood in the closed circulatory system, okay, which is the same thing. Okay, so very important for you to remain at 120/80. Okay, so if your blood pressure drops very quickly, oh yeah, where's Keshav? Okay, where's Keshav? No wonder it's something's missing from the chat box today. Okay, don't know lah, maybe they ponting or whatever. It doesn't matter. I will still post this in the group though. Okay, so anyway, four functions. Okay, four functions: blood loss, microorganism, blood pressure, and remain in closed circulatory system. Okay, so very important. That's why your blood clotting, it's one of the most important mechanism for you to stay alive. Okay, so why would you die from a car crash, from any trauma, any serious accidents? Because you are bleeding. Okay, not only external bleeding, you can have internal bleeding as well. Let's say you fell from 5 floors. Okay, you might look fine. Okay, I've actually heard cases like this. This person got into a road accident. Okay, motorcyclist, and then after the accident, he seems fine, and then after 3 or 4 days, this person suddenly dies. Okay, bruising is internal bleeding. Yes. Okay, bruising is internal bleeding. So yeah, fifth floor lah. Okay, I'm not saying 18 because at 18 for sure you die. Okay, so back to the story. If you are a motorcyclist, okay, that motorcyclist, he died like 3-4 days after because he was having internal bleeding. He didn't know. Internal bleeding is, for me, it's much more serious than external bleeding because you can't see it. Okay, especially if it happens inside your brain. Okay, if you have a concussion and then you have bleeding, you have a bleeding brain, that's where it gets dangerous. Okay, so more serious than you think. Okay, so when you see a bruise here, okay, you see lebam, blue black, that is internal bleeding. Okay, of course that is not so serious lah. That is normally the blood capillary bleeding. Okay, blood capillary. Okay, if you bleed from a vein, okay, or God forbid an artery, that would be very seriously life threatening. Okay, so anyway, so this is how our blood clotting works. Okay, our blood clotting, this is how it works. This is basically the flow chart. Oh god damn it, it's hanging again. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so this is the diagram of blood clotting. Okay, so okay, let's start where? Let's start from this platelets. Okay, think of it this way. Your platelet is floating all the time in your blood, so your platelet is sort of like a brake. Okay, sort of like a brake. Okay, to make a wall, you not only need bricks, you will need cement. Okay, not really cement, we call it mortar. Okay, mortar. Okay, or we call it cement, same thing. Okay, what is mortar? Okay, cement is the powder you buy from that big pack of powder. To make mortar, you need to add sand and water. Okay, to get that soupy thing. Okay, if you have seen construction before, okay, something to let you know, okay, the engineering stuff. Okay, so the one you use to make wall, they will lay the gray color thing and then they will put brick on it. So the gray color thing, we call it mortar. Okay, it's not cement. Cement is the dry powder. Okay, and then it's not called concrete either. Concrete, we add stones. Okay, concrete, we add stones. That is engineering stuff. Okay, if you're very interested, then next time you're going to study this. Okay, anyway, so to make a wall, okay, if let's say you are Trump, you seriously hate the Mexicans, okay, no racist here. If you want to build a wall, you're gonna make a goddamn beautiful wall, and it's gonna keep out all the Mexicans. Okay, so if you want to build a wall, what do? You need bricks. Okay, of course you can't be just stacking bricks. That will be a very stupid wall because any car that comes through it, the thing will just break. Okay, so to stick these bricks together, you need mortar. Okay, that is the gray color stuff. Okay, so now platelets are our bricks. Okay, the bricks are floating inside your blood all the time. Okay, because just in case you have a wound, okay, that you would bleed. Okay, so now, okay, so to make this wall, now let's say you are bleeding, you need to make this mortar. Okay, to make this mortar, sorry. Okay, to make this mortar. So how does it start? Okay, so everything starts from this, we call thrombokinase, or we call it thromboplastin. This one you must memorize. Okay, so this thing, what is this thing? This is a protein. Okay, a protein floating inside your blood. Okay, so a protein inside your blood, we call it thrombokinase, or in your book, it says thromboplastin. For me, I use thromboplastin. Okay, thromboplastin. It, because the plastin sounds like plaster. Okay, the plaster is to stop bleeding, isn't it? Okay, so thromboplastin is like a plaster. Okay, so this thromboplastin, it will convert your prothrombin, which is another protein. Okay, it will convert your prothrombin into thrombin. This one you must remember. Convert your prothrombin to your thrombin. Okay, and then this thrombin will go and convert fibrinogen. Okay, what is fibrinogen? Okay, fibrinogen is also another protein inside your blood. Okay, and this thing is soluble. Okay, can you see? Soluble. Soluble as in it's like soluble in water, is like a salt. Okay, so this thrombin will go and activate this fibrinogen to become fibrin. Okay, this is our key guy. Okay, our important guy. So this fibrin, just now fibrinogen is in soluble. Now this fibrin is insoluble. Okay, so this is our mortar. Okay, in fact, you can call this a mesh. Okay, a mesh. Okay, for those who are in St. John, you know what's a mesh lah. Okay, when you want the, you want to cover a wound, you put a mesh there. Okay, so this mesh, okay, this mesh will go to the wound site and then it will hold all the platelets together. So can you see? Let's say now I have a bleeding site here. So all my platelet and my red blood cell will go to this place. Okay, and then this fibrinogen will form a mesh and hold them together. Okay, it will hold them together. So after a while, this thing will dry. Okay, this blood clot will dry and it will form something called a scab. Okay, oh sorry, not yet a scab. It will form a plug first. Okay, a plug. You know the plug. You have your sink. Sometimes if you don't want your water to leak down your sink, you want to store water, you put a plug there. So this plug is to stop the bleeding, and then after a few weeks, this plug will turn into a scab. Okay, so what the hell is a scab? A scab is the purplish brown color thing. I in fact have one here. Okay, if you can see. So this scab here. Please don't go and plug this thing out. I know everyone does it. Okay, you have seriously OCD. Okay, you have OCD. You go and scratch this thing off. Okay, your body be like, bruh, I've spent so hard fixing the wall, the hole in the wall. Now you go and plug it out. Dude, what the hell is wrong with you? Okay, but it's very addictive though. Okay, when you see there's a you have a nice skin, then you see a scab there, then you'll be like, must not plug it out. Okay, so okay, why does it itch? Because the itching is due to inflammation. It's swelling beside, so it's very normal to to swell and to feel itchy. Okay, hey, why why are you guys late? Never mind, we're just getting started anyway. Okay, so anyway, let me repeat this again. Okay, your break, which is your platelets. Okay, now you have bleeding, you need a break, you need breaks to fix the wall. Okay, I use the link, cannot come. Oh yeah, why maybe it's, maybe I put the wrong time, I don't know. Okay, yeah, everyone's here. So okay, yeah, where was I? Yes, breaks. Okay, so now you have a bleeding, you have a breach in your wall. So what do? You need breaks, okay, which is a platelet, and then we need mortar, which is a cement to hold them together. So how do you activate cement? You start from thromboplastin or thrombokinase. Okay, this thromboplastin or thrombokinase will convert prothrombin to thrombin, and then thrombin will convert fibrinogen to fibrin. Okay, think of it this way: you have a long name and then you have a short name. Okay, I remember it this way. So prothrombin, thrombin, fibrinogen, fibrin. So this fibrinogen is like a mesh. It will hold all your brick together, and then you will form a plug. Okay, that's your wall. Okay, and then it will form a scab that stops the bleeding. Okay, so of course this is, I would say, a rather slow process. Okay, that's why if you have a very big cut, okay, like me, I did fell on my head once when I was a kid. Okay, not proud to say I was a stupid shit back then. What I did was I was playing around the house, hanging myself upside down on the sofa. Okay, so one thing leads to the other. I fell down. Okay, I banged my top of my head onto the railing of the glass door. You have a glass door and then you have railing there. So I land myself on top of that thing. Okay, hurts like a MF. So I was bleeding profuse. I think I was 5. Okay, needless to say, my mom brought me to the clinic, and then the doctor says, you know what, this wound is too big. You need to get stitches. Okay, so what are the stitches for? So stitches basically means they use thread and needle, and then they will sew your wound close together. Because if the opening is too big, okay, if you wait for the clot to happen, it's not gonna happen. You will bleed to death before it happens. So you need to use some sort of thread to hold the wound back. It's like when you went through a surgery, they did the same thing. Okay, so yes, it's stitches for the head. Okay, I forever remember that thing because the scar is still there, and it's at the top, on the top of my head, and the part, since it's a scar, it doesn't grow any hair. Okay, so every time I go and get a haircut, they will say, hey, what's wrong with this part there? Okay, it's a scar for being stupid. Okay, so I'm not proud of it. Yeah, so I was being very stupid. I was a monkey. Okay, when I was a kid. Okay, very hyper. So needless to say, it did kept me quiet for a while. Okay, so anyway, so this is what happens during a blood clotting. Okay, there are two things to assist your blood clotting. Okay, so there are two things to assist your blood clotting. Okay, we call it cofactor. Okay, we call it cofactor, or you can call it clotting factor. Okay, so clotting, you need a lot of factors to help you. Okay, so two of it here that you must know, it's one, your vitamin K. Okay, vitamin K, very important, please highlight here, and your calcium ion, which is your Ca2 plus. Chemistry. Okay, but of course you don't need to put Ca2 plus lah. You can just say calcium ion. Okay, so less of a chemistry here. Okay, so anyway, so wear a hat. Yeah, I was wearing a cap all the time. Okay, anyway, so if you don't have these two clotting factor, is blood clot gonna happen? Yes, it will just be quite slow. Okay, so if you have clotting, if you have malnutrition, and if you have this problem, and if you are giving birth maybe a few months down the road, the doctors will advise you to have food rich in vitamin K and calcium ion, okay, to prevent in case if there's any blood loss during childbirth. You could die. Okay, you could die if you have any blood clotting problem. Okay, so there's a question here. Students actually ask me, sir, how would they know? How would this clotting factor know when are you bleeding? You don't have eyes or CCTV inside your blood vessels, isn't it? Very good question. Okay, so how do you start this? So what food example? Okay, calcium everybody knows lah, where you can get it. Vitamin K, I think you can get it from any leafy veggie, green veggie. Okay, most of us wouldn't be deficient on it unless you are a very picky eater. Okay, then different case then. All right, so how does it activate this thing? Okay, your blood, that's why if you learn your blood vessel last week, okay, so this is your blood vessel. Okay, so inside this layer we call it endothelium. Okay, remember, so this endothelium is supposed to be smooth. Why? Because your blood flow is supposed to be smooth. Okay, engineering word, it's supposed to be a laminar flow. Okay, this word brings back so much nightmare. Okay, so what is laminar flow? Okay, if you go to your tap, okay, your water tap, if you turn on your tap to the lower setting, you will see the water coming down in a straight line. That is laminar flow. Okay, so that's laminar flow. Your blood will be 99.99% laminar flow inside your blood. Okay, so it's like smooth. Okay, yeah, like ice, like liquid. So laminar flow. Okay, how does your blood vessel know when you are bleeding? Okay, let's say now there's an opening here. Okay, there's an opening here. This laminar flow will turn to a turbulent flow. Okay, it's more like this way. Okay, turbulent flow. Okay, so what is turbulent? Now your water tap, you switch it to the max setting, the water be like, okay, it's like coming out like non-stop. Okay, that is turbulent flow. Turbulent flow, it's a sign telling your clotting factor that, bro, you are bleeding. So this turbulent blood flow will trigger all these blood clotting process to happen. Okay, so very important that, okay, I'm sure you heard of turbulence when you are in a plane. Same thing here. When a plane is flying very smoothly, okay, we call it a laminar flight. Okay, the air is very smooth, very nice. And then if that today there's a lot of cloud, okay, when you know run into a cloud, you get turbulence. The plane will be like shaking like that. Okay, so same thing as your water just now when you the water type is slow, it's laminar flow. Okay, turbulent flow, the water is like coming out like crazy. Okay, so this is why high cholesterol is so dangerous. Okay, so last week I told you if you have high cholesterol, you will start to build up plaques here. Okay, you start to build plaques here, and then these plaques will kind of make your blood turbulent. So what happens? Blood will clot here. Okay, blood will start clotting here. That is what we don't want. Okay, this means trouble. Okay, so this blood clot, if it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, one day this thing will jam up. There you go, you have your heart attack. Okay, this is why high cholesterol is so dangerous. Okay, so anyway, I'll talk about this in the next week's lesson. Okay, so I think you didn't show on the screen. Okay, can you see here? Okay, so anyway, so let's look at the points. Okay, so number one, when a blood vessel is damaged, the connective tissue in the blood vessel wall is exposed. Okay, like I said, okay, you have a breakage there. Okay, and then platelet sticks rapidly to the collagen fibers in the connective tissue. Okay, so your platelet will rapidly go to the place, and then platelet will release chemicals, clotting factor, make the surrounding platelet sticky, from platelet plug. Okay, this is a very important word here, platelet plug. So the plug can stop blood loss completely if the damage to the blood vessel is small. Okay, so if you are bleeding very small, like you go for a vaccination, you might not necessarily trigger this whole thing. Okay, in fact, they will just form a plug and then that's it, because the opening is so small. Okay, so might not be anything. Okay, so the plug can stop blood loss if the bleeding is small. Okay, if the cut is very big, so the clump platelet, damaged cell, and clotting factor will release will form activators. Okay, you form thromboplastin. Okay, so with the help of calcium ion, vitamin K, it will convert prothrombin to thrombin. Okay, I told you just now. Okay, and then from fibrinogen to fibrin, which is the insoluble mesh. Okay, if you're a St. John, you know what's a mesh lah. Okay, it's like a net thing to cover your wound. Okay, so it forms a mesh thread-like protein fiber over the wound, trapping red blood cell and sealing the wound. When the blood clots, serum or blood plasma without fibrinogen will be seen flowing out of the wound. Okay, so um sometimes when you see your blood clotting stops, or sometimes you will pop a pimple, you keep pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing until there's no more blood. Okay, the blood clots, you can still see the yellow clear fluid. Okay, that is actually the plasma. Okay, because they are forming they are blocking your bleeding site, but there are still some small holes that the blood plasma can actually come out, because the important part is to block red blood cell from flowing out. Okay, so and then the resulting blood clot hardens when exposed to air and form a scab. Okay, the one we love so much to to pick it out. Okay, don't do that. Okay, but they know how big the wound is. They don't know, but they will just keep forming the blood clot. It's a self-regulatory mechanism. So if they will keep forming until the blood turns back into laminar flow. Okay, so if the cut is super serious, you will keep bleeding lah. No choice lah. It will keep trying to form blood clot, but it just won't happen. So you will bleed to death. Okay, so the wound will heal under the scab. So if you have a very serious bleeding, that's why they say you must use compression. Okay, you watch those movie lah, our hero guy got shot somewhere. Okay, surprise. Okay, because usually a hero doesn't get shot. Okay, somehow bad guys have the worst aim ever. If you watch Star Wars, you will know. Okay, those stormtroopers are freaking useless. Okay, so anyway, if let's say he got shot, okay, so they will ask you to press on the wound. Why? Because if you keep the pressure there, you reduce the blood flow to the area, you sort of reduce bleeding. Okay, so yeah, that's how it works. Okay, so if let's say now you have a very serious bleeding extremities, like this arm, you have a very serious bleeding here. Okay, there's a very big cut. What do? You go to the nearest place here, down here, you do a tourniquet. Okay, is it called tourniquet? Okay, tourniquet is like you tie something very tightly here. Okay, you restrict blood flow to this arm. Okay, so that blood will not come here. That's why you reduce the bleeding. Okay, that's the most best way to keep you alive. Okay, that's what we call a tourniquet lah. Okay, bad guy shoot thousand won't hit. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's why it makes no sense. Okay, so if you want to watch supreme physics, you should watch Bollywood or Collywood or Tollywood. Basically, any movie from India, it makes no sense. Okay, it's actually funny. Okay, it's actually funny. Okay, it makes no sense. Okay, so yeah, physics doesn't work very well in movies. If you watch cinema scenes, you would know lah. Hey, you go YouTube and search for cinema scenes. Hey, you hey, you would know. Okay, so why does it itch when it's healing? Okay, like I said, you have inflammation. Okay, no matter how fast you close your wound, there will be bacteria going into your wound. That's why you have inflammation. Okay, that's why if you have a very deep cut, normally a doctor will prescribe you antibiotic. Okay, that's why when you go for tooth extraction, usually they will give you painkiller and then they'll give you antibiotic just in case there's bacterial infection. Okay, so can you imagine last time? As in 200-300 years back, when surgery wasn't invented, surgery was like the last resort. Okay, if there's no way to cure you, they have to cut you up. Okay, so last time they have no concept of what is bacteria. Since I cannot see, then it must not be there. So so how? Normally, who will do surgery last time? They will ask a butcher. Okay, so they will ask for a butcher, and then it's so painful, okay, because there wasn't any anesthesia. Okay, no anesthesia, there's no painkiller, they will just slice you up. The pain is so extreme, they have to hold you down with like what, 5 or 6 people. Okay, and then after they cut you, it has to be done very quickly. Okay, it has to be done very quickly. And then last time there's no thread and needle, they don't know how to close the wound. So normally they'll just pour tar on it. You know tar? The tar you used to pour on your road. Okay, so they will just coat tar onto your wound and fingers crossed that you'll recover. Normally you won't. Okay, you will die because of bacterial infection. Okay, so compared to today, our ancestors are like, barbaric. Okay, but today you have everything sterilized. When the doctors, before they operate you, before they do operation, they can't even wash their hand by themselves. They have to wash it with their assistants. Okay, so the assistant have to clean their hand and everything. They have to make sure everything is sterilized. They have to make sure you have your anesthesia. Okay, because let's face it, pain is a very, very awful sensation to feel. Okay, so bless us that we have, the technological advancement of today. If not, you will be chopped alive literally. Okay, so imagine you have gangrene, you have diabetes. Okay, this part of your arm needs to come off. So they will just use a butcher knife. They will just chop it off, and then they will just put tar on it. Yay, awesome. Okay, so fingers crossed. They just pray that it works lah. No, it won't. Okay, you will just die. Okay, so this is why blood clotting is very important. Okay, so do they get a butcher to slice us, or does the doctor? Oh, okay. There wasn't any doctors last time. Okay. Similarly to last time, there wasn't any chemists. We call them alchemists. Okay. If you know the anime Full Metal Alchemist. Okay. Last time, before we call them chemists, it's actually called alchemists. Okay. So last time there wasn't any sort of doctors. Doctor wasn't a very look up upon career like it is today. Okay, so we didn't know better. Okay, we didn't know better. Okay, so what is alchemist? Is basically chemist. Okay, so basically it's a chemist. Okay, they used to believe we can turn something into gold by doing alchemy. Okay, so no, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so man of culture. Yes. Okay, so anyway, problems related to blood clotting. Okay, if you have any problems listed here, then you have a blood clotting problem. Okay, one of it is called hemophilia. Okay, This thing is a hereditary disease. Okay, it's passed down from the parents. Okay, all the Asian parents back then, if you become a doctor, it's a disgrace. Yeah, I know. Okay, now it's like, you doctor yet? Know that I'm 12. Okay, so anyway, so it's a hereditary disease. If you're born with it, then sucks. Okay, because you lack certain clotting factors in your blood. Okay, there are a lot of clotting factors. Okay, so you might just lack one of them, and your blood clot will be slower than others. Okay, you might not know this until you suffer, serious bleeding. Okay, then your blood clots very slowly. Okay, so the afflicted person may die due to excessive bleeding from minor cuts and bruises. Hey, can you imagine how stupid it is? Okay, you cut yourself and then next day you dead. Okay, so very rare. Hemophilia is a very rare disease. Okay, so he may also experience spontaneous internal bleeding. Okay, they will get bruises like randomly. Okay, randomly, and then the disease can be treated by blood transfusion or injecting deficient clotting factor. Okay, so far I've never heard of people around me that has hemophilia. Okay, very rare disease. Okay, very rare disease. All right. So you learn this further in Form 5. Okay, when we talk about genetic disease. All right. So a more common one would be thrombosis and embolism. Okay, this is mostly due to the one I told you just now. When you have cholesterol in your blood, you have plaque on your blood vessel. Okay, and then you start forming clot there. Okay, this is more common. Okay, so if blood clots inside your vessels without you bleeding, that is what we call thrombosis. Okay, formation of clot. Okay, because the clot is called thrombus. Okay, a thrombus inside an unbroken blood vessel. Okay, mostly it's due to your cholesterol. Okay, so clot can form when there is a defect in the blood vessel wall. Like I said, you have plaque there. Okay, blood flows too slowly until clotting factors accumulate. Okay, this is more rare. Okay, and then thrombus cause lumen to become narrow. This increase the blood pressure and speed of blood flow. Your heart actually needs to pump faster. Okay, it needs to work harder. And then a thrombus that dislodges. Okay, if the thrombus is too big, okay, I'll draw it here. Okay, if the thrombus is too big, if satu ketul just breaks off and run away, okay, so this is even a more dangerous situation. We call it embolus. Okay, we call it embolus. So if you have embolism, okay, if you have embolism, it's a serious ticking time bomb that you have a heart attack. Okay, because you will not know when will this embolus goes into your heart, your coronary artery, or to your brain. You might get a heart attack or stroke soon. Okay, so if the doctor suspect you have embolus, okay, you have embolism, they will give you something called heparin. Okay, heparin is a blood thinner. It will make your blood thinner so that it reduces your risk of getting a heart attack. Okay, so how do you know you have an embolus? Normally if you have high cholesterol, then you have a high risk of doing so. Okay, so what's thrombus again? Thrombus is a blood clot. Okay, this thing is a thrombus. Okay, a blood clot is a thrombus. Okay, embolus is a moving thrombus. Put it that way. Okay, so if one piece breaks off, then it becomes embolus. Okay, that's why if you have serious blood vessel plaque issue, usually you need to take heparin like every day. Okay, it thins your blood. Okay, that's no, this is not, this is a blood vessel. Okay, sorry. Okay, pardon my drawing. Okay, this is a blood vessel. Okay, so if you have very serious, like I said, a very serious cholesterol issue, normally they will prescribe you heparin to take every day. Okay, because it reduces your chance of doing so. Okay, so any side effects that you will have, yes, of course, if your blood becomes so thin, your blood clotting ability will be reduced. So don't bleed. If you are taking high amount of heparin, if you bleed, your clot can happen very slowly. You might die as well. That's why can see all these are what we call complications. Okay, you have one problem, you lead to another 3 problems. That's why. Okay, so that's why take care of your health. You will not have all these problems if you don't have the main problem in the first place. Okay, yeah, easier said than done lah. Okay, so just eat healthily. Okay, so embolus moves along until it is unable to pass through a narrow artery. Okay, so embolus block the blood flow. Okay, so see where does it happen lah. If it happens in your brain, okay, we call it a stroke. Okay, so coronary artery, then you have a myocardial infarction. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, what is infarction? Okay, infarction means you make a part that lacks oxygen. Okay, lack oxygen. Okay, so for example, the blood clot is stuck here. Can you see? A blood clot is stuck here. So this part doesn't get enough oxygen. So this is what we call an infarction. Okay, so where does it happen? If it happens in your cerebrum, which is your brain, we call it cerebral infarction. Okay, so that's the scientific name for stroke lah. Okay, like my dad died because of a stroke. In his death cert, it says cerebral infarction. Okay, and then if it's a heart attack, it's called a myocardial infarction, because remember myo it's muscle. Okay, like last week we talked about myogenic, means the heart will beat by itself. So myocardial infarction means it happens in the heart. Okay, so if someone dies from a heart attack, in the death cert it will say myocardial infarction, because that's the scientific name. They can't be writing heart attack there. Okay, the death cert will look very funny. Okay, so sorry to hear that. Yeah. Okay, my dad smoked for 40 years. Okay, I wasn't surprised, to be honest. Okay, he started smoking at 13, so he died at around 53, 52. Okay, it was a very, very quick process. He had a stroke, and then 4 days later he died. Okay, so it was a very serious stroke lah. Okay, one of the major I couldn't remember artery or vein, the thing got blocked. Okay, so heart attack, your heart just stops beating. No, if you have a heart attack, can you see this part starts to die? Okay, when you don't supply oxygen to a group of cells, the cell will start to die. Okay, that is what we call gangrene lah. Okay, one of the part will start to become gangrenous, means it will start dying. Okay, so this is what happens when you have what do we call it again? Diabetes. Okay, you know diabetes, sometimes if serious case they need to amputate. Okay, why? Because okay, if you have too much of blood sugar, it reduces, it actually impairs your nerve function. If it's so serious, okay, if it's so serious, you might step on a nail and you don't feel a thing. Okay, so and then it reduces the ability of the place to do a blood clot. So what happens there? So let's say now in your leg you have a wound and you have very serious diabetes, so the part will start to become gangrene. So it will turn black. Okay, so to stop the spread of the gangrene, because if the gangrene starts spreading up, then you will turn into a zombie. Okay, a dead one. Okay, so yes, so you have to stop the gangrene as much as you can. So normally they will just chop off the gangrene part. Okay, so Reddit 50/50 has taught me. Oh, there's a subreddit like that. Okay, so I'm on Reddit all the time. Okay, so is it called Reddit 50/50? Wow, that's a very, very, very interesting thing. Okay, I'll check it out. Okay, so gangrene. Okay, so they unfortunately you say they have to chop it off. Okay, so they have serious course. Ah, okay, nice. Yeah, I'll go check it out later. Okay, anyway, shit, my screen is stuck again. Hang on. Okay, so basically, blood clot is a very deadly thing to happen. Okay, blood should not clot out of nowhere. Okay, they should only clot if you're bleeding. Okay, so I would say this is human made lah. You bring this upon yourself lah. What do you expect? Okay, so anyway, let's move on. Okay, to blood group. Okay, today let's talk about blood group. Okay, I'm sure you learned this in Form 3 already. Okay, you learned this in Form 3 already. Okay, so blood group, we have our blood A, B, AB, and O. Okay, so this is a very simple chart for you to understand. Okay, so how does blood group work? Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, so what is this IA, IA, and IA, IO? This is genetic stuff. Okay. Think of it this way. Okay, quick lesson about genetic. Okay, genes you have dominant and recessive. Okay, so what is dominant? Dominant means winning. You are the winning gene. Okay, recessive is the losing gene. Okay, for example, dominant gene. Okay, for height, usually we represent with a big T. Okay, big T is a tall gene. Okay, recessive is short T, which is a short gene. Okay, so if you still remember, you get chromosome from you get half your chromosome, 23 from your daddy, and then 23 from mommy. You have 46. Okay, so you get half from your dad, half from your mom. Okay, if your dad gives you a big T and your mom gives you a big T, congratulations, you are tall. Okay, so if your dad or your mom gives you a big T and the other one gives you a short T, no worries, you will still be tall because this big T is a dominant gene. Dominant will always show they are the winning guy. Okay, so if you're short means your daddy gives you short T, your mommy gives you short T, you have all recessive gene. Okay, so there is no tall gene inside your family. So unfortunately, you'll be short. Okay, so yeah, look at the bright side lah. If you're short, you put less stress on your heart. Hey, you live longer. Turning over a new leaf, isn't it? Okay, so hey, so anyway, so in terms of blood group, okay, in terms of blood group, let's talk about blood group. Okay, IA and IB, they are dominant genes. Okay, IO is a recessive gene. Okay, so if you get IA from your mommy, you get IA from your daddy, for sure you'll be blood group A. Okay, and if you get IA from your daddy or mommy, but you get another one IO from the other one, you will still be A. Because why? Because O is the losing guy. A is the winning guy. You will still be A. Okay? So it's very hard to tell. Okay, you might say, sir, I'm blood group A. Am I IA or IAIO? I have no way to tell. You have to go and do a DNA test. Okay, we can only guess. Okay, so if you are blood group O, that is very simple lah. You get IO from your daddy and then you get IO from your mommy. So both also recessive gene, then you'll be blood group O lah. Okay, so a very special case here, if you get IA from your daddy or mommy and then you get the other half, which is IB, now you have two dominant genes. Okay, so your blood group will be AB because none of them want to be the losing guy. So you'll be blood group AB. Okay, which is the selfish blood. Okay, so let's look into it. Okay, so now if let's say you're blood group A, okay, you could be IA or IAIO. Okay, so doesn't matter. Okay, so what happens to your blood? Okay, on your red blood cell, okay, you have antigens. Okay, what is antigen? Antigen is the marker. Okay, the marker on cells. Okay, what is marker? Okay, now let's say COVID-19 goes into your system. How would your white blood cell know this is a foreign? So they will go and touch the antigen on the cell. Oh, I don't recognize this shape. This must be a foreign. Okay, so if only one parent has O, there's no chance that the child is O. Yes, you would say so. Okay, because if there will still be, but low, maybe 25%. Okay, maybe 25%. Okay, maybe your dad is IAIO, and then your mom is IOIO. Then you get the IO from your dad, you get the IO from your mom, then you will still be O. There is a possibility, but 35% lah. Okay, so anyway, yeah, the marker. Okay, if you are blood group A, okay, let's use A as a round shape lah. Okay, and then B as triangle shape. Okay, put it this way. Okay, so if you're blood group A, all your white red blood cell on it has round shape markers. Okay, has round shape markers. Okay, and then inside your plasma, okay, which is the clear yellow fluid, you have anti-B. Can you see? This is triangular shape. Means I will fight B. I have anti-B in my blood. Okay, which is why if you are blood group A, you can give it to A and AB, but you can only receive from A and O. Okay, A and O. Okay, let's look at the O first. Okay, let's look at O first. Okay, you understand better. Okay, so let's look at O. If you're O, confirm you're IO. Okay, actually this thing you don't need to know. This is genetic stuff. Okay, so O is the angel. Okay, they are so nice because on their surface they have no antigens at all. Means they will not trigger anything. Okay, nice guy. Okay, but if you are an old person, inside your blood you have anti-A and anti-B, means you are anti-round shape and you're anti-triangular shape. Okay, so what does it mean? Okay, if let's say you receive blood, you can only receive from O. Okay, because if you receive A, your anti-A will go and fight it. If you receive B, your anti-B will go and fight it. Okay, but if you give blood, no worries. If you give blood, you only give this thing out. Okay, so everyone can receive your blood because you have no antigen. Okay, so for person A, B, and O, everyone can receive your blood. Okay, everyone can receive your blood because your blood is so peaceful. There's no markers on it. Okay, you will not make anyone to have immune response and fight your blood. Okay, that's why O is the generous guy. Okay, but fortunately for us, most of us are blood group O. I would say around like 80-90% of us are O. Okay, if O is already so nice guy, if O is like 10%, they will cease to exist. Okay, the law of nature would, you know, make them to not exist. Okay, because it's so hard to survive. Okay, so what's my blood type? I have no idea. I have no, I seriously have no idea. Okay, I haven't, donated blood before. Okay, so I have no idea. Okay, so if you go and donate blood, they will test it for you. Okay, they'll test it for you. They will even test your blood to, if you have any disease. Okay, like if you have any HIV or whatnot. Okay, oh, you're O plus, nice. Okay, luckily you're not O minus. Okay, we will talk about the minus later. Okay, minus is the hard guy because it's the rarest type of blood. Okay, never mind. Let's talk about B. Okay, B is the opposite of A, so the shape of B is triangular shape. Okay, so the markers on B, they are all triangle. Okay, so can you see? So in their blood is anti-A, they will fight A. Okay, so they can donate to B and AB, but they can only receive from B and O. Okay, so common sense lah, huh? Okay, so but not for COVID and not for HIV as well. Okay, so anyway, so if you're AB means your blood has two markers on it. You are not fighting anyone. You have no any antibody in your blood. So you are the selfish guy. You can only get it from AB. Okay, so sorry, you can only donate to AB, but you can get it from anyone. Okay, because you recognize, if you're an AB, you recognize all these blood. These blood are not going to make you freak out, so you can receive blood from anyone. Okay, but if you are AB, you cannot give it to anyone because they're going to freak out. If you give AB to A, the A can recognize the A, but the A cannot recognize the B, so they will fight. If you give AB to B, they cannot recognize the A, they can recognize the B, so they will still fight. If you give it to O, they cannot recognize A and B either, so they will still fight. Okay, so if you get the wrong type of blood, I hope it doesn't happen. That is a stupid mistake to do. Your blood will clot inside your blood vessel. You have agglutination inside, okay, you can die. I don't think anyone is stupid enough to do that. It happens, but I doubt it's very common. Okay, it's like you are matching something wrong. Okay, like how would it happen? Okay, so yeah, oopsie. Okay, he did an oopsie. Okay, so anyway, donor's blood and recipient's blood must be compatible. Okay, common sense, to prevent antigen on the membrane of red blood cell to agglutinate inside the blood vessel of the recipient. Okay, so it can cause death. Okay, like I said just now. Okay, so if you ask me, if a doctor were to accidentally give the wrong blood, I wouldn't believe it. I think it's intentional. Okay, the doctor must, okay, hate you or something. Okay, you screwed his wife or something. They want you dead. Okay, so yeah, big oof. Okay, anyway, So let's look at the positive, negative. That's what we call a rhesus factor. Okay, so not only A and B, we should also look at positive and negative. Okay, so but there's still the chance it's labeled wrongly. Yeah, but very seldomly. Okay, I don't know lah. I don't know about other countries, but healthcare in Malaysia, it's very good. Okay, you can bash Malaysia about anything. Our politics sucks. You know what? Fair point. Your leader sucks. You know what? Fair point. Your streets are dirty. Fine. There are two things you don't label us. Number one, our food sucks. No. Okay. And number two, our healthcare sucks. Big no. Okay. So two things I'm very proud being Malaysian is our food and our healthcare. Okay, let's be honest. Where else can you get $1, clinic? Okay, try be in the US now, you'll be dead. Okay, because all hospitals in the US are private owned. Okay, so Malaysia, there's no such thing. Okay, if you are, you're not doing very well, if you want to go to the government clinic or the government hospital, in fact, for me, government hospital is even better than private. Okay, I sprained my shoulder. I sprained my shoulder twice. I went to government orthopedics. They are awesome. Okay, our healthcare is awesome. Okay, especially if you go to like they are awesome. Okay, if you go private, if you want a better treatment, you go to, you see, you have a choice. Okay, if you say I don't want government because it's so dirty, you want somewhere that has better aircon and whatnot, fine, then go private. You have a choice, but in US you don't have a choice. Okay, so even if you survive in the US from a serious disease, I doubt you can survive the hospital bill. Okay, so curing a cancer in US is like 400,000-500,000. Okay, Canada too rich already lah, give free. Okay, that's why, yes, Canadians, they always laugh at the US for not having free healthcare. Okay, Obama tried to do this by having the Obamacare, but apparently the US people are too stupid. They say, oh no, this is another Obama's agenda. Okay, what do you expect? Coming from a country that has flat earth society and anti-vaxxers. Yeah, I'm not surprised, to be honest. Okay, so yeah, that's what you do. You keep your people stupid so that they will keep voting for you. That's how it works. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about this rhesus factor. Okay, so anyway, so what is rhesus factor? Okay, rhesus factor means if you're rhesus positive, means you have another antigen on your blood. Okay, you have another antigen on your blood, so we call you we call you rhesus positive. Okay, if you're rhesus negative, means you don't have the antigen. Okay, so what happens here? Okay, so blood transfusion. Okay, if you are a rhesus negative, if you give it, you can give to both. You can give it to rhesus negative and rhesus positive because your blood has no antibody. You're not going to trigger anyone. But if you're a rhesus positive, you can only give it to rhesus positive. If you give it to rhesus negative, the blood is going to fight. Okay, same like your A, B, and O lah. Okay, so first transfusion. Okay, what if it really happens? Okay, yes, that is Yutian. Okay, so this is actually Yutian. Okay, so I laughed my ass off when I saw this. Okay, so anyway, so first transfusion, little or no reaction on recipient's blood. Okay, if you are rhesus negative, okay, let's say this is you, okay, you are O negative, you get a O positive. Are you gonna die? No. Okay, for the first transfusion anyway, you're not gonna die. But once you receive this blood into your body will start producing rhesus positive antibody. Okay, so the second transfusion, it's gonna suck. Okay, so you have the same problem like when you give A to B, you have agglutination. Okay, so this is a even bigger complication during pregnancy. Okay, during pregnancy. Okay, so what happens here? If the daddy is rhesus positive, okay, and then he marries a rhesus negative woman, so the child will for sure be rhesus positive. Why? Okay, because rhesus positive is dominant gene. Okay, so if you get rhesus positive from a daddy, okay, and then you get rhesus negative from a mommy, so the rhesus positive is the dominant gene, you will be rhesus positive. Okay, yes, the one is 梁杰. Okay, so this is everyone. Okay, this is Junhan, physics tutor. Okay, so this is Yuhang. Okay, so yeah, they have very they have very free time to edit these notes. Okay, so anyway, so if this baby is rhesus positive, okay, it's all fine during the first pregnancy. Okay, why? Because this rhesus positive will go to the mother, so the mother will start producing anti-positive. Okay, will start producing anti-positive, but before the antibody can go and attack the baby, normally the baby is already born. Okay, the baby is already born. So first pregnancy shouldn't be any problem, but the problem comes during the second pregnancy. Now, not so lucky. During the second pregnancy, the mother already has rhesus positive antibody ready to go. So once the pregnancy starts, okay, the antibody will start attacking the baby. Okay, so that's where problem happens. Okay, you have something called erythroblastosis fetalis. Okay, what a long name. Okay, name your child after this. That will be the coolest name ever. Okay, so this is during agglutination in a fetus blood. Okay, and okay, of course, he or she may die. Okay, so what can you do? You can actually take something called anti-rhesus globulin, okay, which is something to block your rhesus positive antibody to stop them from, fighting. Instead of hurting the baby, they are sort of like inhibitor that stops the antibody. Okay, so rhesus factor, biggest thing for you to think about. Okay, so if you are O negative, you are the rarest breed. What you can do, you must go and donate blood more, because O negative blood is very rare. So in our blood bank, you don't get a lot of O negative blood. Okay, you should go and give more. Okay, do you know that? If you give blood a lot of times, they will record this in their system. Okay, how do you know you're negative or positive? You just go and donate blood, you will know. Okay, once you donate blood, they will give you a card, and then on the card it will say, what blood type are you. Okay, anyway, so if you are an avid blood donor, okay, if you're an avid blood donor, okay, oh, sucks to be AB negative though. Yeah, okay, so if you're an avid blood donor, let's say you got into an accident or whatever, you need blood transfusion. If your record shows that you gave blood a lot of times, they will choose to save you first. You have priorities. Okay, so fair lah, come on, right? So you save so many lives, of course they save you first lah. Okay, you don't know about this, isn't it? Okay, and I think it's pretty cool to do this. Okay, I haven't done it yet. You can go and pledge yourself to be an organ donor. You can go and sign a letter saying that when you die, you want to be an organ donor. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, because when you die, if you die of a young age, your organs, you might save someone. I think it's a pretty cool thing to do. Okay, it's gonna go into the ground anyway. Okay, so instead of letting it rot down there, might as well you let someone. Okay, what age can donate? Okay, good question. Usually it's 18. Okay, usually it's 18. But if you are super fit and healthy, okay, like one of my friend, he actually donated when he was 17. Okay, yeah, 16 also can, but you need consent from parents lah. Okay, it was so ridiculous. Normally people will give 1 bag of blood. He gave 2. Why? Because the nurse say, "Hey boy, you macam sangat sehat lah, you boleh bagi 2 tau." Okay, my friend say, "Oh, can ah, then give 2 lor." Okay, then he ended up giving two bags of blood. Super cool, and he was fine. Okay, he's fine. He's super fine. After giving blood, he can still go and play basketball or whatever. Okay, super fit. Okay, because he comes from a family of athletes. His father, mother, sister, siblings, all athletes. Okay, he is like the super fit kind of guy. Okay, he can do a lot of sports without even trying. Okay, so yes, there's a weight limit. If you are under 40 kg, it's not advisable. Okay, if you die want to do it, please don't lah. Okay, I have a friend who last time used to, because a funny story that during my college time there was a blood giving campaign. He went and gave blood. Okay, why? Because he said because when you give blood you get freebies. Okay, and then during that time the freebie was a cap, so he think he liked the cap. Okay, he liked the cap. So what happened was he went and give blood, and then what he did was after he gave blood he went to do sports immediately, and then he faint on the court, on the basketball court. We laugh our shit out. Okay, you see, don't be acting tough. Okay, don't be acting tough. So if you are not fit to do so, please don't do it. Okay. Okay, this is my dog. Okay, he's very restless because no one is giving him attention. Okay, can you see him? Can you see him? Okay, oh, he stinks. Okay, he haven't been taking shower for quite a while. Hello. Hello. Okay, my virtual background, you cannot see him. Okay, it's Peanut. Okay, the naughtiest boy ever. Okay, down you go. Okay, he has his own agenda. He needs to go eat. Okay, that's why it's restless. Okay, okay, so anyway, so let's go into our exercise for today. Okay, so okay, yeah, I have three dogs. Okay, one is named Peanut, another is Pudding, another is Vicky. Okay, all they give me all kinds of trouble every day. Okay, I think. Okay, sorry for that. Hey, shut up. Okay, sorry for that. No, they're excited. Okay, anyway, so let's go into our question. Question 13. Diagram 5.1 shows some of the mechanism of blood clotting. Okay, so this is like what we learned just now lah. Okay, so what is substance P? Substance P is our prothrombin. Okay, so substance Q is our thrombin. Remember, you put a long name first. Okay, thrombin. And then R and S, which is our fibrinogen. Okay, and fibrin. Okay, what is substance T? Substance T, I think, is your cofactor. You can write calcium ion. Or I think you can write vitamin K. Okay, this is one of the cofactor. Okay, not only these two, you have a lot of cofactors as well. So these are just two of the most common ones. Okay, so B, state two function of blood clots. Okay, two function of blood clots. Okay, so many. Number one, of course, is to prevent. Okay, prevent excessive blood loss. Okay, so they don't lose a lot of blood. Okay, like I said, it needs to remain at 120/80. Okay, which is the next function. Okay, to maintain blood pressure. Okay, just a moment. I want to check it out. What's wrong with them? Okay, sorry, there was a cat outside. Okay, that's why they went crazy. Okay, so yeah, they have a lot of food lah. Okay, they eat like non-stop every day. Okay, in fact, they are too fat from eating. Okay, anyway, so C. Name one vitamin and one mineral necessary for blood clotting. Okay, so simple. There's a vitamin K and a Ca2+. Okay, so next, the state word equation for two enzyme reactions that occurs in the process of blood clotting, okay, which is our prothrombin, okay, to become thrombin. So who starts this? Which is your thromboplastin. Okay, thromboplastin. And then next one, you have your fibrinogen, okay, to become fibrin. Okay, so thrombin is up here. Okay, so it's like a chain reaction thing. One activates the next thing. Okay, so E, Ahmad has been pricked by a pin. Explain how a platelet plug is formed to stop the blood flow. Okay, so they only want the plug here. Okay, so if they are asking for the plug, you don't need to tell me this fibrin thing because that is the mesh. They only want the plug, only for small bleeding. Okay, small bleeding. So what happened here is, first you can say platelets. Okay, stick to connective tissue. Okay, or you can say collagen, the collagen in your blood vessel wall. Okay, and then you can say release clotting factors. Okay, so what happens? Platelets clump together, form a plug. Okay, so is it possible for this process to malfunction and somehow keep creating more plugs? I don't think so because a plug is really small. Okay, how big is a plug? When you go for an injection, you see there's like a hairline red color thing. That is a plug. Okay, or you somehow manage to prick your finger with a needle and then you see a red color dot there. Okay, so that's a plug. Okay, then why we have scar? Okay, good question. Okay, why scar? Okay, so when you cut, let's say this part of your skin, when the skin regrows, okay, think of it this way. When you crack a tile in your kitchen or in your house or whatever, if they somehow replace the tile will look different. Okay, because it's impossible to get back the same tile, quite impossible. Okay, so that is the thing that happens. If the skin regrows, of course the new cell is not going to match the surrounding cell. So when you have a different what do you call it, different color, okay, which is the melanin, the black color pigment, then you will have a scar. Okay, and if the scar is really deep enough, it can also damage your hair follicle. That's why you don't grow hair if you have injured the place before. Okay, that's very normal. Then why does the scar get darker the more you peel? Okay, so I believe this has something to do with the melanin. Okay, maybe somehow the inflammation triggers more melanin to release. I don't know. Okay, maybe you have to ask a dermatologist for that. Okay, so don't the lesson is don't peel. Okay, so anyway, okay, I regretted peeling my thing, my whatever though. Okay, that's why my face has a lot of holes there. Okay, my mom told me, oh, when you get pimple, you don't go and prick, don't go and pluck the thing out. I didn't listen. Okay, my OCD got the better of me, and I plug it out. Okay, that's why I have holes on my face. Okay, so anyway, so F, if Ahmad had a deeper cut, that's a very good question. So now the blood clotting comes. Describe the blood clotting mechanism that stops the bleeding. Okay, so if you write your blood clotting in question E now, just now, you see you lock yourself in corner. Okay, so only here you write it for the blood clotting one. Okay, so what happens here? You can start from the thromboplastin. Okay, you can start from the thromboplastin. Okay, so forms thromboplastin. Okay, thromboplastin. Okay, so the other 2 points you can get it from the reaction just now. Okay, thromboplastin will convert prothrombin, okay, to thrombin, okay, and then fibrinogen, okay, to fibrin, and then it will form a mesh, okay, pulls platelets together, okay, form a scab. Okay, so that's what happens. Of course, this I will just keep it short, okay, because the blood clotting part is very straightforward. There's not much tricky question that they could ask. Okay, so you pray hard that they ask this in the essay lah. Then this is like 3 marks for you. Okay, some blood clotting question can carry up to 6 marks. Okay, because there's like, you see, even they give me 3, I can easily write 4. Okay, so definitely you can write like 6 there. Okay, so G. Oh, this is a very good question. Okay, dengue fever, a disease caused by the dengue virus, is transmitted by the mosquito Aedes aegypti. Okay, the dengue virus infection caused a change in blood platelet level in an individual. Diagram 2 shows the platelet count. Okay, so how does dengue virus kill you? They will drop your platelet count so low that you will have internal bleeding. You will die from internal bleeding. Okay, so this is the platelet count. Okay, normally your platelet count looks like this. Okay, so if you have dengue, like in my case, I think my platelet count crashed to close to 0. Okay, so almost no platelet in my body. Okay, I scared the shit out of me. Okay, so every morning when the fella come and draw my blood, the ane told me to, press on my wound for 1 minute. Okay, usually if you people draw blood from you, your blood will clot easily. Few seconds the blood will clot. Okay, but for dengue patients like I was, the blood clot can be so slow. He said if you don't press it, the thing will just keep bleeding. Okay, that's how serious dengue is. Okay, so as long as your body is normal, you will recover. Okay, unless you have other complications lah. Okay, so yeah, my platelet was close to 0. Okay, so explain the effect of changes in the blood platelet levels of an individual. So what can it cause? Number 1, okay, you can say, first you tell me dengue virus, okay, causes low platelet counts, okay, low platelet levels. Okay, so okay, if there's less platelet, okay, poke yourself to test. Please don't do it. Okay, that's a very ghetto way to do it, but don't do that. Okay, so what do you do? Okay, so if there's less platelet, so what happens? Less thromboplastin released. Okay, so what happens? So you can say less fibrinogen form. Okay, so blood clotting is slower. Okay, so usually people die of dengue because of serious internal bleeding. Okay, how serious it is? Those who are in critical condition, you can actually see bruises around their body. You can see bruises everywhere because of the internal bleeding. Okay, so you can die from dengue. In fact, the dying rate is even higher than COVID. Dengue dying rate is around 10%, 10+%. COVID is like what, 7 or 8? Okay, it's a very serious disease. Okay, but if normally very easy lah. There's no cure for dengue, but they can give you supportive treatment. Okay, they'll just monitor your platelet level. Okay, as long when your platelet level starts coming back up, they can really discharge you. You'll be fine. Okay, so but how does the internal bleeding happen in the first place? You will have internal bleeding from time to time. Okay, contrary to popular belief, it's not like you have a million blood vessels in your body. Some of them will tend to bleed sometimes. Okay, it happens. It happens. Okay, that's why you have supportive treatment. As long as you control your internal environment, you'll be fine. Okay, so that's why they need to draw blood every day to keep observation on your platelets. Okay, that's what's the important part. Okay, so H, what will happen if a blood clot forms in brain and coronary artery? Okay, that's a very common question. Okay, so if it's in the brain, you can cause a stroke. Okay, if it's in coronary artery, you can cause heart attack. Okay, heart attack. All right, so I give a brief explanation about the following disease and related to blood clotting. So what is thrombosis? Okay, so you can see clotting in artery. Okay, you can say causes blockage. Okay, causes blockage. So what is embolism? Okay, when a thrombus, okay, dislodges. Okay, means it comes off the bigger piece. Okay, so it may block some other blood vessels. Okay, so but this is one point. Let's not give it too long. Okay, so J, a group of students conducted an investigation to study the time taken for blood to clot at different temperature. Okay, so as you can see, when temperature is very low, blood clot time is very long. But when you are close to body temperature, the blood clot is very quick. Okay, 18 minutes. Okay, based on the graph, what is the effect of temperature on the time taken? This is like a enzyme graph lah. Okay, you have a graph looking like this. This is the optimum temperature. Right. So what is the effect of temperature? Okay, so at you can see at temperature too high or low, blood clot is slow. Okay, so near to body temperature, okay, or 35 degrees Celsius, blood clotting time reduces. Okay, why? Because all these things are activated by enzymes. Okay, so thromboplastin is also like an enzyme. That's why you need 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, all your body processes needs 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's why it's very important. Okay, suggest one answer for you. So one reason for your answer. Okay, so there's only one mark here. Okay, so you can say 35 degree is the optimum temperature for enzymes. Okay, you learn this in 37. Yeah, 37. Okay, 37. So this one they show 35 lah. Okay, it's near. Okay, it's near. Okay, because it's all 10 degrees increment. Of course, they'll give it in 35. Okay, but of course 37 is even better lah. Okay, but it's not that much of a difference unless it's like what 10 degrees Celsius difference. Okay, so next number 3, predict the effect of temperature of 65. Okay, so now just now 45 is already 26. So how about 65? Okay, of course you revert back to maybe 40 something minutes lah. Okay, so or you can even say blood clotting stops. Why? Because the enzymes, see if you still remember this, are denatured. Okay, you learn this in the enzyme. Okay, denatured means the enzyme is broken down. Okay, so next question 14. Okay, let's discuss one more question, then we shall go. Okay, diagram 8.1, 8.2 shows stages in blood clotting. Okay, describe how. Oh, this is like the dream question in your exam. See, 10 marks. Okay, you write back what you wrote up there, you get all 10. Okay, easily. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss this. Okay, it's the exact question like up there. Only, okay, so you might say, sir, just now my question, they get 3 marks only. This one, how do I get 10? Sometimes in 10 marks question, even 1 point you can get 2 marks because you have 2 keywords there. Okay, so just write everything you know. Okay, just follow your sequence and write everything you know. Okay, you will get everything. Okay, so B, Mr. Raja had a minor cut on his hand. Okay, but he realized that the bleeding could not stop. state the problem and explain how Mr. Raja can overcome his problem. Okay, so what is this condition called? This is called hemophilia. Hemophilia. Okay, so what is hemophilia? Okay, slow clotting of blood. Okay, slow clotting of blood. Diabetes. Okay, yes, in fact, if you have diabetes, your blood clots very slowly. Okay, all kinds of problem with diabetes. And one of the place that sugar will collect is your eyeball, your retina. You have something called glaucoma. Okay, you start seeing green, everything looks green to you. Okay, because diabetes has sugar, sugar will accumulate in your retina. Okay, so because sugar can interfere with your blood clotting mechanism. Okay, it actually also impairs your nerves so that you don't really feel pain there. Okay, so that's how badly it is. Okay, I'm talking about very serious diabetes. Okay, if you are early stage of diabetes, you still can bring it under control. Okay, so next, you can say excessive blood loss. Okay, so how can he overcome this problem? Okay, you can say blood transfusion, no choice. Okay, blood transfusion, or you can say injection of missing clotting factors. Okay, we give whatever factors that he is not having, then maybe. Okay, diabetes just unable to produce insulin. It depends on which type of diabetes. Okay, so diabetes leads to high sugar. High sugar leads to all kinds of complications. Is that why girls crave sugar when time of the month? No. You crave sugar because it makes you happy. Okay, because let's be honest, when you are having that time of the month, you feel awful because your estrogen and your progesterone is at an all-time low. When you lack estrogen and when you lack progesterone, that's why you're so moody. Okay, you just watch some lovesick movie and finish a whole tub of ice cream. You just hate yourself. Okay, I look fat in the mirror. Okay, it's normal. Okay, you need estrogen to function well, even guys as well. Okay, so if even for guys, if for a guy, if the estrogen goes very low, a guy will get moody as well. That's why you see sometimes guy will merajuk one. Okay, I mean I do, sometimes I do. Okay, happens to the best of us. Okay, because your hormones can fluctuate. Yeah, it's some kind of like a guy period. Okay, but a girl is more prone to it because of the estrogen. Okay, so it happens to everyone. Okay, our mood is like an up and down thing. You're not a robot. You're a human being. Okay? It's very normal for you to to have something like that. Okay, so anyway, next, yay, our blood group. Okay, this is very simple. Antigen on red blood cell. Okay, this is on your RBC. So for blood group A, you have antigen A, of course. Okay, for B, you have antigen B. For AB, you have antigen AB. Okay, for O, you have no antigen. Okay, so for antibodies, of course, you have antibody B. Okay, A, I fight B. So if you're B, you fight A. Okay, but for AB, you have no antibody. Okay, for O, you have anti-A and B. Okay, so who can you donate to? You can donate to A and AB. You can receive from A and O. Okay, this one is B and AB. You can receive from B and O. Okay, so AB is a selfish guy lah. You can only give it to AB, but you can receive from AB, and O. Okay, can I just write anti-A? Yeah, sure. Okay, you can just write anti-A. Okay, so for O, you can donate to everyone. Okay, but you can only receive from O. Okay, next, Ali has blood group A while his wife Aisha has blood group B. Aisha lost lots of blood during surgery. She needs to undergo blood transfusion, but Ali is not a compatible donor. Okay, explain why. Okay, so for Ali, okay, he has antigen A. Okay, because he's blood group A, he has antigen A. So Aisha, she has antibody A. Okay, so these two they will fight lah. Okay, so you can say they are incompatible. Okay, they will cause agglutination. Okay, simple question. Next, number C, there is a genetic disease caused blood does not clot normally due to lack of protein. Okay, this is your hemophilia. Okay, hemophilia. Next, question D. Okay, let's read. Oh, the time is almost up. Oh, shit, the time is up. Okay, so I think I'll stop here. Okay, I think I'll stop here. The answer, I think I'll post it online if once we finish this chapter. Okay, so next week I guess we will be having our physical class. Yay! Okay, enough of all these online class. Okay, I'm so sick of it. Okay, 4 months of talking to my screen. I'm going nuts. Okay, so I'll see you next week. Okay, hope to see you all soon. Okay, please come in one piece. Okay, don't okay, you will teach live class. Yeah, I still teach live. Okay, but of course if you want more fun, you come to my physical class lah. Okay, so oh, you go live class. Oh, that's sad. Okay, doesn't matter. Oh, it's still as long as you can make it. Okay, yay, so we can see each other next week. Okay, so see you next week. Till then, and bye bye.